Ali O'Neill is Senior Manager and Global Partner of Programs and Partner Experience with Channel Sales at Barracuda. And she's here to talk and share with us the ultimate guide to unlocking the MRR multiplier effect. So, Ali from Barracuda, please take it away.
Great. Thanks so much, Michael. Hey, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. If you're on the West Coast like me, good morning. Or if you're somewhere else in the world, good afternoon. Thanks so much for tuning in. And thanks, Michael, for inviting me and the Barracuda team to be here today. I'm excited to present to you all today on unlocking the MRR multiplier effect. I won't give an intro since Michael already did such a great job introducing me. But if you're not familiar with Barracuda, we are a cybersecurity platform vendor that offers solutions for email security, data protection, XDR, network security, and application protection. And I know the core theme of today's event is how can we use AI to double our monthly recurring revenue? But the good news is Barracuda has been leveraging AI in their technology for many years. But with today's cybersecurity threat landscape, it's become even more important, maybe than ever, that our technology is really taking full advantage of the power of AI to help identify threats in our customers' environments, remediate against those threats, and then use that data to learn and improve as we go forward. So, with today's presentation, rather than doing a deep dive into the tech side of things, I'd kind of like to take a different lens and use our time to look at how we at Barracuda help our partners double their monthly recurring, kind of wrapping around our AI-driven technology to drive success both for their customers and then, of course, for their bottom line. So let's back into 10 minutes. So I'll start us out with a quote from, of course, the infamous Steve Jobs. You've got to start with the customer experience and then work backward, not the other way around. At Barracuda, we ask and we enable our partners to adopt this type of a mindset. We recognize that it's our job to kind of work together in a partnership, both vendor and partner, and focus on delivering a solution that solves for a customer pain point and improves their experience. We're solving a problem rather than selling them a set of technology products. So, how do we do that? What do we at Barracuda feel are the fundamentals or the table stakes for increasing your MRR? So, first and foremost, we always encourage partners to, focus on the big picture. As a vendor, Barracuda, we recognize that we are certainly not the only piece in the solution puzzle for our customers. There's complementary products, there's additional services that you provide that really make up the big picture. And kind of building off of that in the previous slide, don't just sell products, make sure that you're solving problems. We'll talk about this a little bit later in the presentation, but we always encourage our partners, really take the time to truly understand what the challenges are that your customer is trying to solve for before you pitch an answer to their problem. And then finally, I think this one, maybe most important of these three, is like, don't forget your value. Show your value, and never underestimate the value of your customers or your unique team's expertise. Many of our customers, especially in IT departments, are very resource constrained. And in those types of scenarios, those customers will look to you and your teams as the subject matter experts. We encourage our partners to, become lifelong learners and stay on top, always come prepared to your customer meetings with insights and analysis that can kind of help guide them. Like you are the subject expert, they look to you for that. Come prepared in all of your conversations. So, peeling back another layer to talk about what our title of our presentation is around the multiplier, let's look tactically, how Barracuda partners are doing this today. So you might be familiar, but there's a relatively new science in the industry that's related to what's called the partner ecosystem economic opportunity, which is essentially a long and fancy way to refer to something as simple as the partner multiplier. And what the partner multiplier is essentially defining how much additional revenue and profit our partner ecosystem can make from selling just $1 of a vendor's products. At Barracuda, we have recognized this concept of the multiplier and adapted our partner programs in a way that provide partners additional opportunities to monetize their relationship outside of just margin. Um, in fact, many of our partners actually have come to us and told us, hey, my biggest source of profitability isn't off of my margins, but it's actually based on the additional services and solutions that I can add to my core project deal throughout the customer lifecycle. Um, so what does that look like for Barracuda? About a year and a half ago, we completed an independent study with a third-party consulting company to take a look at what Barracuda's unique partner multiplier is, or essentially how are our partners making money on every $1 of Barracuda sold. And in the study, we found that our average partners were making roughly an additional $3 for every $1 of Barracuda sold. Not too bad, but where the story becomes really interesting is for our leading partners who are really adopting those principles of the multiplier at the core and taking advantage of all of the tools in their toolbox, adding tactics like pre-sales services wrapped around Barracuda technology, post-sales services. What are the complementary products that they can pull through into that project? What are the managed services that they've built around Barracuda technology? And then finally, what can they do in terms of cloud services and monetizing their customers' cloud journey? So for these kind of best-in-class partners, we found that they were realizing on average over 5.5x for every $1 of Barracuda solutions that they were selling. Um, Important to recognize, of course, that different business models will yield different results in kind of capturing that full 5.5x per dollar opportunity. But we have seen across our partner base that there's several different ways that they're commonly maximizing the partner multiplier with Barracuda. The first, of course, delivering those pre and post sales consulting and professional services to their customers. They've also offered kind of robust managed services around Barracuda technologies. They've understood what the landscape of complementary and adjacent products looks like and can bring all of those into every Barracuda anchored project that they work. And then also, what are they doing in terms of helping monetize their customers' cloud journey? And outside of these kind of 5 bullet points that I have listed here, we also see two common themes for our partners that are capturing that maximum multiplier. The first is that they're really embracing this idea of hybridity. Like maybe they started out as a pure reseller and they've added a managed service practice, or they're expanding into marketplaces. They're kind of growing their total addressable market by adopting these different routes to market in their business practice. And then finally, overlaying all of these, we've seen most successful partners are also building in a customer success practice that lays over all of these other services that they're offering to their customers, helping them improve on some of those key metrics like customer churn, customer retention, customer satisfaction, all of those great things that just help the MRR continue expanding over time. So, let's take a look at what that looks like in action. I am very generously borrowing this real life example from one of our top tier partners on the West Coast who is maximizing their Barracuda multiplier and expanding. I won't go through all of this. I know we have limited time here, but you'll see that we got in the door there with an initial Barracuda firewall project that started us out at $120,000. From there, we had our managed service or our Microsoft 365 contract get added. And then the partner added their own implementation labor there for the firewall and the Microsoft 365 contract. The customer then came back to us and said, hey, I'd like to add Barracuda email security, cloud to cloud backup, so on and so forth. You'll see as we move down through the list here, their MSP contract, they've forecasted out at roughly 48,000. All of that totaling up to within 1 year, $793,000 based off of that initial firewall project that we got in the door with the customer on. You'll see if we kind of do some of the math there and break that down, this partner was actually recognizing above and beyond that 5.7 or 5.57 multiplier and getting to a 6.6 multiplier. If we expand that out again over 3 years there, you'll see that this partner's project grew to over $2 million. So just a real life example here, not to get too in the weeds, but just wanted to practically show how this could look for a partner maximizing their multiplier with Barracuda. So you're probably thinking, hey, Allie, that's a lot to tackle. Where do I even start? So one thing that we encourage our partners to start thinking about around Multiplier is adopting an assessment-based approach. So on this slide, we have a few examples of how our partners leverage that assessment-based approach to start increasing their Barracuda MRR. We offer several free scan tools for our partners to use in their assessment process. Some of our partners have wrapped paid offerings around those scan tools, and then some of our partners have also used those technologies to build their own assessment tools. It's an easy way to kind of gather information about new customers and start thinking about what that whole customer experience looks like and how we solve a problem for them. So I don't won't spend too much time here. I see Michael popping on. I know we're running out of time. So let me let me jump on to some next steps really quickly. I have some QR codes here that the team's prepared around our free assessment tools. We have a site security scanner to identify gaps in your client's network, our email threat scanner to identify threats that might be sitting in your customers' Microsoft 365 inboxes. And we have our vulnerability manager that can identify any vulnerabilities in web applications for your customers. So I encourage you to take advantage of these free tools, start building an assessment-based approach and identifying what that full picture is. We have a wide variety of solutions in our platform that help solve some customer problems. So if you'd like more information, I know there will be some information sent out after this event, but encourage you to visit our website for more information about our solutions or our partner programs. And with that, I will thank you for your time today, and I hope you all found this presentation helpful. Wish you the best of luck in doubling your MRR by taking advantage of that partner multiplier effect. So,
Well, that is a great New Year's resolution, Ali. Thank you very much for that. And Ali, we've got a link in the chat for folks to get to your resource page. And yeah, we'll be sending them some more information about Barracuda in general. Ali
perfect.
O'Neill, thank you very, very much for your time today.
Thank you so much for having me, Michael, and thank you, Channel Pro, for putting on a great event.